Children, in the last class, we were reading geography, chapter 4, agriculture. Yes, and in agriculture chapter, we had completed up to non-food crops, that is fiber crops. Yes, so today we will start technological and institutional reforms. Okay, so the land which we are having, okay, on the land we have not been able to reform it completely, isn't it? Because we lag in technological and institutional reforms. है ना? Next is, after giving so many irrigation facilities, still there are farmers who depends on monsoons and natural fertility. So obviously the efforts we are doing is not reaching to everyone. Now India wanted to be food secured, right? And the population is growing day by day. And if this will go on, then definitely it was a great problem for the country and to export also. Yes. Now let's think about government of India tried to reduce these problems. Okay, we got independence in 1947 and we came from colonial part. So we were very poor at that time, isn't it? We were not secured in food validity, and according to this background, what we did was collectivization. That is, we collected the land. Okay, then consolidation of land holdings, which is also known as chakbandi. Chakbandi, that is, what is this? For example, I realize that my land holding is very small and my sister's land holding is also very small. Now what I will do? I will simply ask her to consolidate both the land so that we can put it in one efforts together and earns profit together. So this is the chakbandi. Okay, then we have development of cooperative society. Yes, obviously we wanted the farmers to be empowered as a ground laborers, isn't it? So we made cooperative society, because in cooperative society we get loan also, we get solutions for the problems also. This everything happens in cooperative society. Okay, next is abolition of zamindari system. Okay, this we learned in history that earlier we had zamindari system. One person was the head of the land and people used to be employed to work on that land. They used to get only the income, the wages, isn't it? They did not used to get the profit. So this zamindari system, the government of India after getting independence realized that it is really very mean. Okay, so we abolished it, right? Now in major institutional reforms, right of inheritance, what is it? This means we can say that property may hissa, right to inheritance. Okay, we know that we inherit something from our parents, from our ancestors, isn't it? And with every generation population is increasing. Yes, so with every generation, father and his two children, then the children of that two children, then again the children of that two, isn't it? So with every generation the land holding is fixed, and that land holding is getting divided into different generation and getting smaller and smaller at each generation, right? Now land is becoming smaller and farmers have to get more profit, so they have been using a lot of chemicals and all, and that will get to. But the point is that because of right of inheritance, the government of India realized that land holding are getting smaller and smaller, and the government of India made land reforms as their priority in the first 5-year plan. Okay, so this technological reforms. Now what is this technological reforms? All the laws that we made, obviously for their implementation perfection was not there. So government of India launched a revolutionary project, and that project was launched in 1960s and went on till 1970s also. Okay, actually two projects were there, that is Green Revolution and White Revolution. Green Revolution is concerned with farming, agriculture, crops, isn't it? And White Revolution is concerned with milk product. Okay, so we get profit also in White Revolution. But the thing is that the effect of both the revolution were confined to certain areas. Some states like Punjab and Haryana got lot of benefit from these programs, but some states did not get any positive outcome of it. Now White Revolution, it is a revolution of dairy sector, as I told you. Yes, like Amul. Okay, Amul is actually a byproduct of this White Revolution. Middleman means what to say, जो दूध देने वाले होते थे. Okay, we eliminated them and enhanced milk production and profit to the farmers. And this operation is called Operation Flood. Okay, so I said the effect of Green Revolution was not uniform. Okay, realizing that government of India in 1980s and 90s came up with a comprehensive plan, and that plan was known as Land Development Program. Okay, that is LDP, Land Development Programs. In this Land Development Program, both of these reforms were taken care, that is technological reform and institutional reforms also. Okay, so provisions for crop insurance. Before this crop insurance की बहुत कमी थी. ओके हमारे यहाँ पे. वॉट इफ आई एम ए फार्मर बच्चास, अगर मैं फार्मर हूँ, आई एम प्रोड्यूसिंग क्रॉप्स एंड द क्रॉप्स फेल, हु इज गोइंग टू गिव मी इंश्योरेंस? Isn't it? I am depending on my crops that I will get profit, but if the crop failed, then what? So this provision was specially for that. Okay, crops could fail on any number of reasons, pesticides, drought, flood, cyclone, anything, है ना? So I need to insure it, and this was done in LDP. Okay, another point is Kisan Credit Card, that is KCC. This card gives you certain amount, and with that you can meet your needs, that is small farmers can buy anything like seeds, machines, etc. Okay, next one is Personal Accident Insurance Scheme. Okay, that is PAIS, it is given. This is for everybody in India, including farmers also. According to this scheme, all the people who have this KCC, that is Kisan Credit Card, got to have PAIS. Okay, so now what is the farmer or the person who is responsible for the production or something happens to them, their family should not suffer, isn't it? So we came up with this. Okay, special weather bulletin, it helps to understand weather conditions that is going on to come forward. Yes, so some special weather bulletin was started by government of India, and in that we have television channels and radio channels also, where it is broadcasted about the weather conditions so that the farmers would be well prepared. Okay, then Land Development Program. So government announced minimum support price, that is MSP, means government announced before buying, that is if I have to start my production, then before that government of India makes this MSP, minimum support price, to check the exploitation of farmers. And if I like that, then what I will do is that I will do my production on that basis. Okay, agriculture is known as the backbone of the country. Why? Because more than 50% of the people are employed, right? But we are not getting the expected outcome in agriculture. There was a declining strength from 1951 onwards, isn't it? So realizing this, government of India did something to modernize agriculture. So they started making some institutes for special research, so that we can research about what are the problems going and to come up with solutions. And keeping that in mind, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is ICAR, was started. Okay, some more agricultural universities were also started, veterinary services, animal breeding centers were started. Okay, horticulture development started. But in spite of all these, we see that there is a decline in the growth of agriculture and GDP. Okay, why? So many challenges are there. Yes, like reduction in public investment, decrease in subsidy on fertilizers, isn't it? Reduction in import duties. See, reduction in public investment means government of India, whatever they used to invest in agriculture, before they have reduced it. Okay, decrease in subsidy on fertilizers, that is and increase in the cost of production. Earlier discount was there while purchasing fertilizers and all, but now no discount. So obviously cost of production has gone up, but profit is going down. Okay, then in reduction in import duty, this is the major problem or major point. Now this liberalization and globalization, what is the problem is that we have increased the competition for our Indian farmers, and in other countries there is a lot of subsidies given to farmers. So obviously they make production and send it to other countries like us, because we have reduced the import duties, isn't it? But in our country the competition is increasing, है ना? Now impact of globalization on agriculture. Okay, globalization is not a new thing. We see that globalization has been a part of Indian agriculture since ages, right? Since the time of Silk Route, India's spices were very famous, and till now Indian spices is one of the major thing that we export to other countries. we export so many spices, but after that colonial rulers came and they realized that in India profit is there, बहुत सारा profit है, so agriculture and farmers are there, so they started exploiting and started using tea, coffee and all. Okay, and also the example of Champaran you can see there, Indian farmers also, yes, that is indigo crops, you learned it. In 1917 Champaran movement has started, Satyagraha had started by Gandhiji. Why? Because farmers were sick of the Britishers exploiting them for the indigo production, isn't it? So basically the point is that globalization in the field of agriculture is India is not now new, isn't it? That is, India is not new in this, ये बहुत पहले से चला आ रहा है. But now the globalization's dark side is that agriculture in other countries such as Europe, America, there are high subsidies given by their government. So here the problem is that cost of production is very less and they are very happy to sell their product in other countries such as our country. And in our country competition increases and we have to reduce the prices, which leads to a great loss to farmers. And under globalization, Indian farmers have been exposed to new challenges. Okay, and in green revolution also, whatever we do, the result is not uniform, and so many chemicals and fertilizers we have used throughout the green revolution, yes, that now the soil has become degraded and has been drying up. अब हमको कुछ अच्छा तो करना ही पड़ेगा for this, isn't it? So now what happened? Gene revolution is the key word for the revolution in agricultural production. Okay, technology is so fast forward that now we can do genetic engineering and make the hybrids that we want to. Okay, also there is organic farming. It is very very popular also because no pesticides, no fertilizers are used. They don't degrade the environment also, isn't it? Now according to few economists, Indian farmers have a bleak future. You know, world famous economists used to say that if agriculture problem will increase in this rate, अगर इस तरह बढ़ता रहा, then our future is very very बहुत बहुत weak है. Okay, now what to do? We have to do smart agriculture. We should shift our cropping pattern from cereals to high value crops like lavender, jojoba. We have different climatic conditions, different land, different soil, isn't it? We can exploit it, right? We can produce exactly the things what the world wants, and they should be expensive also, like walnut, apricot, lavender, jojoba, as I told you, isn't it? So for that purpose we need to have a comprehensive plan. Okay, clear all of you, everybody? So this is all about this chapter, agriculture. Okay, so once again go through the whole chapter, then I'll give you the notes. I hope that first part of the notes I had already sent, and maybe you had completed, isn't it? So I will send the second part, next rest of the part and notes also. Okay, till then go through the chapters, read the chapters. Thank you so much, bachas. God bless you.